I'm Christina Whiteley here, Realtor with Fabulous Homes Colorado, powered by Keller Williams Partners.
And I'm Melanie Corona, the Team Director for Fabulous Homes of Colorado. And we're excited to announce a new series, Fabulous Neighbors in Colorado, where we will be highlighting all our local businesses and entrepreneurs.
Today we're joined with Philip Wynkoop, a local mortgage lender with Caliber Home Loans.
Thanks for having me, ladies. I
Hey,
appreciate
Phil.
it. If it's okay with you, I'll kind of just jump right in with what I wanted to cover.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I wanted to cover a few of the most often used loan programs that we have. It's usually if you're a home buyer, you're going to be using a VA, FHA, conventional loan. And I also wanted to cover some of the down payment assistance programs information. Starting off with VA. VA, in my opinion, it's hands down one of the best loan programs out there. If you have eligibility for a VA loan, consider yourself lucky. A lot of service members, they find that they really like the versatility in the loan program, as well as not having to have a down payment. And there's also no mortgage insurance required to be paid on a VA loan. Most service members, they can walk into a loan or into a home with very little out of pocket, if anything.
How many times can I use my VA loan?
VA loans, as long as you have the eligibility, they can be used over and over again. A lot of people think that it's a one-time use thing. That's absolutely not true.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
Yeah. And one last thing regarding a VA loan is you might be asking who's eligible for it. Basically, if you've had at least 90 days of active duty service, you're most likely going to be eligible. There are a few other things that are considered, so definitely to ensure your eligibility, make sure you contact your local lender or me.
Okay.
And moving on, FHA loans. FHA loans, they're only a 3.5% down payment is required. A lot of people who are looking at FHA loans, they'll use this loan program because they might have a house that the purchase price is just out of reach. With a FHA loan, you can usually push the debt to income ratios a little bit higher, especially if you have pretty good credit. Also with an FHA loan, if you don't like the interest rate that you're being quoted on a conventional, you might want to look at an FHA loan. Most likely you'll get a little bit better interest rate, and then also cheaper mortgage insurance.
And what is mortgage insurance?
Mortgage insurance is a payment that's part of your mortgage, and it serves to protect the lender or investor on your loan against any default or foreclosure.
Okay.
Moving on, the conventional loan program, you might be asking yourself, well, if FHA loans have better interest rates and cheaper mortgage insurance, why would anybody even look at a conventional loan? Main reason is FHA loans, they have a purchase price limit. It's usually set by county, and if you're looking at a home that's outside of that purchase price limit, then you'll be forced to look at a conventional loan program. Also, people like conventional loans because although the interest rate might be a little higher than with an FHA loan, if you have 20% or more of a down payment, you're not going to have to pay any mortgage insurance at all. And this will generally get the payment lower than an FHA loan payment just by not having to pay the mortgage insurance. Also, conventional loans, they don't have as many property specific requirements. Things like health and safety things, such as peeling paint or rotting wood on a property. With a VA or FHA loan, those things would have to be fixed before you could purchase that property. With a conventional loan, there's not quite as many property specific regulations in comparison to other loan programs.
How would I know if my home was qualified for VA, FHA, or a conventional loan if I'm out house shopping?
Definitely just reach out to me and as a lender or your local lender, and they'll be able to answer those questions for you.
Okay, wonderful.
And lastly, I want to talk about one of the most used down payment assistance programs. We call it CHAFA. but it's more, the acronym stands for Colorado Housing Finance Authority. So it's more like CHFA. But anyway, CHFA loan, that's the common terminology for it. I am one of the top producing CHFA lenders in El Paso County, so I definitely know a lot about their loan programs. One of the common misconceptions is that you must be a first-time home buyer in order to be able to use a down payment assistance program. Now, there's a lot of different programs underneath the CHFA umbrella, and one of them does mandate that you are a first-time home buyer, but there's a few other programs that you would most likely be eligible for. You can even own an extra home or a rental property and still use the CHFA loan program.
And what are the out-of-pocket expenses with the CHFA loan?
Out of pocket, now, so a lot of people, they might confuse down payment with closing costs. Using a CHFA loan program, you'll most likely be able to have your entire down payment covered, but there are still closing costs, of which you must have at least $1,000 of your own money into the transaction, meaning that CHFA, they want you to have at least some skin in the game, so they mandate that you spend at least $1,000.
Well, that's a lot of wonderful information as a first-time home buyer. You know, you kind of catching me up, bringing me up to speed with a little bit of the programs that I probably will be offered. But a lot of what you may be asking at home is there any cost or obligation to setting an appointment with you, Phil?
Absolutely not. It's completely free of charge, no obligation. My goal is to get you ready to purchase a home. And if you think that you're not going to be able to do it, or you would just really like to know where you stand and what you might qualify for, or what you might need to do to qualify down the road, please never hesitate to give me a call. I am a full service lender. What that means to you is I am available outside of business hours and on weekends. If you give me a call, number is 719-651-7991. If you give me a call at that number, I'll definitely be able to answer a lot of your questions that you might have, or schedule an appointment for a consultation.
Wonderful, Phil. And we'll link all of his information below in the description.
And for any of you that have questions at home, please drop them below. Phil will be answering any questions you have. And for those of you watching, like we said, this is our first episode, and we're so glad that we brought Phil on here to talk to us a little bit about the home loan programs. So to just kind of wrap up, this is Christina, I'm Melanie, and this is Phil, and thank you so much for watching Fabulous Neighbors in Colorado. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you, ladies.